I'm standing next to the Yorkville YXL Tower12. This is their newest, most affordable column array system. You guessed it, with a 12-inch subwoofer. I just took these out to an event. I was pleasantly surprised by their output and by their sound. And in this video today, I'm going to give you an overview of the important specs you need to know about this speaker if you're looking to buy your first or your 10th column array system. I will let you know my impressions using this at that event and just testing it around the house, and let you know if I think it's worth adding to your inventory. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Phase Reviews YouTube channel. My name is Jordan. If you're new here, thanks for joining, and if you're a subscriber, welcome back as always. If you've watched my other reviews, you know that I love column array speakers. This is probably my 4th or 5th system in the inventory right now. This is the most affordable one that I own, and for your $1,000, which is where this speaker comes in at, you're going to get a 3/4 inch compression driver, you're going to get 4 3-inch mid-range drivers, and a 12-inch sub. This is a 2-piece column unit. This middle section is a faux grill right here. There are no drivers in this, and it connects, let me pull this out here, with what seemed at first to be kind of a flimsy plastic connector, but actually, because of how long this is, it's one of the more solid systems that I have. No magnets, just friction fit down in there, power and audio wires running on the inside, which I like to see. This speaker, spec-wise, what you need to know, comes in at 41 pounds, relatively lightweight for a system like this. It is a composite design, aka plastic. It has a nice metal grille on the front. The design is very modern and good looking. The subwoofer is more of a vertical unit than a square subwoofer, which I like to see. And that gets that top driver right here well above the heights of the average person. I'm 5'11" or so I would say this is coming in 6 something, 6'4" maybe, 6'3", 4". Didn't get a measuring tape, but you can check that out. Now, this has got a 1550 watt amplifier, which doesn't matter, but what does matter is that this puts out about 126 dB max SPL. Now, I used a different column array system for years, over 200 weddings, with a max dB of only 123, which I would say that this would cover most small to mid-size weddings and events that mobile DJs are doing. On the back of the unit, which you'll see in just a moment, is a mixer with built-in microphone inputs with phantom power, an instrument input, line level and aux, of course, and 3 different voicing modes: your standard speech, club, and concert, which is your flat kind of neutral EQ. This does have a link output, so you can send the signal out to other speakers, whether they be Yorkville YXLs or others, and this can link, per their website, up to 16 different units. So if you wanted to run a big chain of these in a large parking lot for a car show or something like that, you could totally do it. And you could take advantage of the mixers of up to 3 different speakers. So you could, if you need more inputs, link these together, use different mixers, and run them all in the same chain, which is really nice. Now, this has really great tactile volume knobs. Another speaker that I'm going to be reviewing shortly is pretty much all screen-based, and I like having tactile physical controls for my volume. I think that's something the QSC speakers that I've reviewed do really well, and Yorkville is also adding that into theirs as well. So love to see it. Another thing that I really love to see from this speaker and from Yorkville is that they include bags for the system, not only for the top, but a cover for the bottom. And I actually have one of them right here. This is the subwoofer slip cover. You can see nice branded Yorkville, good padding, hole for your handle, really nice, and makes it great for transport. And it's just one less thing you have to buy, one less expense to add to your expense sheet. As far as dispersion, when it comes to column arrays, people are a lot of the times buying these for that wide dispersion. You're getting about 100 degrees, so it's not the widest that I've seen, a little more than your standard traditional PA cabinet, but it does have that narrow 35-degree vertical dispersion, so you're not sending sound out into the ceiling and to the floor, which is great. The first time that I fired these up in the house, I was quite impressed by how much sound they were putting out. I was running them nowhere near their max, no distortion or clipping lights or anything like that, and there was a very punchy full sound. This has that 12-inch driver. The sub does have its own independent volume control, so I would run my master at unity and the sub in around the 2 or 3 o'clock position for a little extra thump. Alternatively, you could just put it in club mode and it would EQ it so you could get a little more low end if you desire. But in the house is one thing, taking this to a gig is another. A good buddy of mine, I just moved to a new house. If you're a subscriber, you will know that. And I didn't have any gigs lined up here in the new city, but my good buddy, who has been a DJ mentor, DJ Lex forever, had a little private event for a supper club, a business networking event, and these were the perfect fit. We took these out. We had a large outdoor space, probably, I don't know, 50, 60 feet long, and then just almost 180 degrees horizontally to cover, and these worked excellent. We ran these for your background music. We ran them during the announcements that the event owner said to probably 100 people or so, and then they did a little bit of line dancing instruction and then just kind of some open party music towards the end as people mingled and talked with the different vendors. There was no shortage of juice. We didn't obviously push these things as hard as we need to because we weren't having a full-on dance party, but the sound traveled great across the space. Now, like a column, you do drop off a little bit in the highs and mids. Even though this has the compression driver, I still feel like the throw does not equal a traditional PA cab, but that's not unique to the Yorkvilles. That's pretty much in every column system. Setup was pretty easy. Now, one thing that I did want to comment on, when you see that mixer section, you have the first two inputs, 1 and 2, that have the XLR and the 1/4 inch inputs. XLR on channel 1 is mic and 1/4 inch on channel 1 is instrument. So you got a nice high Z input, which is great. Channel 2, the XLR is also mic and the 1/4 inch is your line level. Sometimes, actually most of the time, I see that they have XLRs that will do dual line level and mic, but it seems like these XLRs are set pretty hot for your microphone inputs. We did plug a line level into one, but you're gonna have to keep the level, the gain on that channel very, very low because it's a very hot channel. Now, one thing that these do have is this button to link these, so you can turn the mixer on or off. If you're not gonna use the mixer and you're just daisy chaining these, turn the mixer off. It'll be less electrical noise in your signal, and it will also make the link input a little bit hotter. So if you're just a DJ running a controller or an outboard mixer to a pair of these speakers with nothing else getting plugged into them, I would just turn the mixer off and run the stereo outputs of your mixer into the link input, which I think functions as a line level input, and it sounds really great. Overall, the Yorkville YXL Tower12s are great entry-level column speakers. If you've never owned a pair, this is an enticing bargain. There are other $1,000 systems. I've heard them before. I feel like the punch of this one is better than I've heard in other systems. There are closely related columns for a bit more that may offer you maybe like a wood cabinet or a more full-featured mixer, but again, as an entry-level unit, I think this thing is excellent. And the fact that they throw in bags and that it's only 41 pounds is a slam dunk for me. So shouts to Guitar Center for making this video happen, and shouts to Yorkville. If you want to check these out more, go read the links down in the description. You can find more information there. And I would love to have you as a subscriber. If you haven't noticed, the volume of videos on this channel is picking up. I have the new Alpha Theta XDJ AN on the way. I have new JBL 15-inch speakers, and there will be more in the future, along with hopefully some gig logs and other content which you guys like. So for those that are subscribers, thanks for being here. Ring the notification bell if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts on the Yorkville, if you've tried them, or if you have another $1,000 column array that you like. And make sure that you come back in the future for the next review. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.